Okay, so I'm going to be playing the first entry listed in the Extreme Team Experiment Mapping Challenge on runThinkShootLive.com. This challenge was run between the 6th and the 16th of April 2018, and the premise of this challenge is that each entry had to have a team of two. So it could have been two mappers, a mapper and a texture artist, or someone who made models, anything like that, and they had to make a map that took an element of Half-Life 2, episode 1 and 2 included, and took it to the extreme. So a lot of the challenge came from trying to find an element, making it extreme, but not taking away the decent gameplay. So we're going to be playing the first entry. This is called Claustraphobia, and it was made by the Viking Boy and Rayquaza. So here we go, Claustraphobia. Okay. Oh, we're hearing the screams again. So, starting your map with screaming can really engage the player. I mean, if you've got a nervous disposition, it could be quite something. But because the map's claustrophobia, it's going to be a very enclosed map. So, I'm not entirely sure what each of the entrants of this map did, if they were both mappers or one of them worked on the screaming sounds. But there's going to be a lot of vent crawling and breaking of stuff and rooms like this. So it's really going for the horror element, which is something that, as I've said in many videos before, isn't attempted very often because it's difficult to do, but it can be done. So people will say, oh, the assets of Half-Life 2 aren't scary, but it's not the assets alone that make a game scary. You know, you don't play Slender and you don't get scared of Slender because of the way that a certain texture is, or, you know, it's a whole range of things. It's the music, it is the assets as well, it's the, you know, the tension it builds up. I can't seem to get past this area. I don't know why. I think it could be that light. Or it looks like you can get that way though. But we'll deal with this guy, this head crab. So it does give that kind of sense of uncertainty. In that I don't know what's going on. My torch has just gone out. You see, the thing is, I constantly use my torch, yet people still moan and say that I don't. Alright, so it almost seems like you can't go that way, which, that's a very weird design decision. That you can't go that way. I don't know if it was an accident or it's on purpose, but I don't know. It's hard to tell with these things. So we're not going to go that way, we're just going to go this way. We have a weapon, so we don't just have the crowbar and this gun, we also have this thing, the saw blade, or razor blade as I've been calling it for the past year or so. Right. So we're kind of looping back. You see, we've got this gun, but it doesn't feel like we've achieved very much else. So do we just go back? Maybe there was something that we couldn't do before with the gravity gun that we can do now. I'm just scared in case there's going to be some kind of jump scare or something that's going to, like, have like a face popping up on screen. Can we get up there? I don't think so. So we will go back, I guess. Oh. I seem to be snagged on something. I mean, my next thought is there's some like hidden element somewhere. Ah, there it is. Not very clear at all. I think it would benefit a lot because you can't see it unless you've got like a, you know, your torch on, which you did have, but I was drawn towards the zombie over here and the zombie over here. Placing an enemy up here, like, if I was to come through the vent, I can't even get back in the vent. Oh, there we go. And a head crab did its screeching sound, it would draw the player's attention up to there. Maybe there was something I missed, but that would be just my suggestion. But we found the vent now. Yeah, like this guy. That's a bit of a spoiler to what's going to happen. Yeah. I'm sorry if you can't see a thing. I can't see a thing either. It's lagging quite a bit. Oh, he's still lurking about. Oh, I got him that time. There we go. The thing that's worrying me is how on earth are we going to get over... I'd say tidy up the vision a little bit. Yeah, tidy up the vision. Having a fire pit is good and all, but not the best. Right, so we're going to scale the heights of this thing. Okay, so it's quite good that we can see, you know, something else happening that's nothing to do with us, and we can look down and it's as far as I'm aware, or I'm guessing, it's foreshadowing what is still to come. Oh, that's a bit strange. I think that this vent's supposed to be blowing. Yeah. But I would have actually put an actual fan model going around there. So that black head crab zombie back there in the fire pit was I guess a good place to have it in terms of having it a far distance away so he can, or he can fully be utilised. But in terms of this one, he's right round the corner. Okay, that's a bit strange. Okay, so he spawned when we came in, which was a bit weird. Gas. Making it super clear to us that we need gas. Yes. Took me a while to work that one out. I don't know what this music is. It doesn't seem to want to work. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what to do here. Because, as far as I'm aware, this should just slip right in. Unless there's another... Because it would make sense just to have a trigger where you could put this in and then, I don't know, it changed to like a prop physics or whatever. I'm trying to get it upright, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it looks like that button turns it off. We just need to get this gas thing in, which is impossible to do. This, maybe if we just lift it up. Not use the gravity gun. You see, to me, that's good enough to get it in. And I cheated to get through. Just because I'm not entirely sure what... You know, I'm sure I was doing it correctly. And I'm sure someone will correct me if I've done it wrong and there's another can. But that 100% made sense to pick up the can, put it in. You know, it was just something else to do, but it was far too not very user friendly. Okay, so we've got Combine. And the good thing is, there we saw two different factions, I'll call them. Two different factions fighting amongst each other. So, again, it's not just the player... Just, you know, everything revolves around the player. I'm not very confident on 23 HP. Okay, yeah, there we go. Told you. And these combine gates are really useful for stopping the player from, you know, going through, but allowing enemies. So they were actually a really good invention in Half-Life 2. Again, we see some stuff. It's good that we can see. Ah, now we're being pushed back, so that's why my velocity has changed. But you see, if it was to stay consistent, then we couldn't get past this one at all. Okay, what I would have done is I guess the point was, maybe it didn't work, but the sniper was to shoot these guys to show you he's there, instead of going straight for the player. But obviously that didn't happen. I don't know if it's because the zombies they had moved. I'm not entirely sure. So it's kind of put us in a tight spot now. If there was a way for the player to get... Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, if there was a way for the player to get... to be forced to move, then that would be a lot more beneficial. But I can camp in the one spot. Now shooting his legs means I'm probably not going to be that effective, so I'm going to... Ah! And we can actually go over the top of this one. You see, the difficulty is it's so dark. You can barely see. Which I get it. It's supposed to be like a dark, spooky map, but it's still very much unuser friendly. Okay, I just made a dash for that. Save it now. Is this guy we need to take out? I can barely see him though. Oh, that is so close. Okay, we're gonna try and... There we go, take him out. So this section wasn't particularly fun in as much as it could have been over a wider range with, you know, more space to move. And I know the map's, you know, supposed to be like claustrophobia, it's supposed to be tight spaces, but there you're sacrificing gameplay, or decent gameplay. Oh, they seem to be getting me through that vent, which is a bit odd. Have we won? I think we might have broken the map. You see, I think this could just be a glitch. Okay, I couldn't quite see that guy. Okay, I quickly God mode that because I quick saved at the worst possible place. To be honest though, I feel the combat could have been a lot tidier in this position in terms of coming out the vent. Incidentally, you could just climb back in there, I guess. Unless you couldn't, unless it's been... Oh no, you can. Yeah, but it's very messy in terms of there's like 3 different types of enemies. And, you know, I think I'm playing on normal mode. It's difficult on normal mode. I dread to think what it'd be like on, you know, super hard mode, so... I'm just going to quickly get through this. Alright, God mode off. Oh. There's... You see, it doesn't give you a chance to set up, really. That's one thing that area needs, is a chance to set up. I had to quickly turn on God mode there again. So I see that this is the same area. So I'll just stay on God mode and play this part through, but what happens is you walk through the door, and I saw this gun, I thought you can use the gun, but you can't. And then you start getting attacked at close range by like a billion different enemies. No, maybe not a billion. Maybe only 999 million. Or whatever. And these guys, they're at a distance. That's a good distance away. But the other guys just ran right forward and kind of wrecked me. So I'd say, yeah, keep a distance so the player can plan out. What is going on? Why are they're floating? This is why I usually play on easy mode, but I'm playing on normal. Another step up. I don't know what that was. I think it's because you've got to wake them. I don't know. So we're gonna continue on. Tossing that. Okay, I guess we can't push forward there, so we got the stairs, which look quite trippy. Oh, hello, Mr. G-Man. Okay. I think that was it. Unless it's one of these situations where I've got to look about. I don't think so. That map could have been a lot more user-friendly. Obviously, I outlined all of the things at the actual sections. The concept of it being in like tight vents and rooms, I think that's it can be done a lot better. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea if you can pull it off correctly with the correct balancing of combat, and I like the fact it tried to include the fans pushing the player away, but you need to show it. You need to show exactly what the mechanic does. You need to show that it can be switched off properly. That gas canister thing needs to be fixed. Overall, yeah, there's a lot to tidy up, but it was a good attempt for a 10-day challenge. So overall, yeah, that was my thoughts on the map Claustrophobia, and yeah, I'll be playing entry number 2 in a separate video because that map was made by some peasants.